Hello, welcome to the Bunday and Radish, or Radish and Bunday retro
Radish and
podcast chat.
Bunday.
Yeah, whichever way around it is. How are you, John?
Good, thanks. How you doing, James?
Yeah, not too bad. I think we're both tired, though, aren't we?
Yeah, because it is 10 p.m. where we're recording right now.
And we're old.
Well,
I'm old. I don't know how old you are.
Well, I've aged a lot more since I'm a lot grayer than I was when compared to before I had children. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. That does cause a rapid aging process, doesn't it? It's yeah. And I was watching. I think that's probably not helped me with my tiredness. I was watching the Congress UAP hearing, or part of it. Have you heard about that?
UAP. I mean, to me, that's like a Wi-Fi thing brand. Like
that is the new word for UFOs, John.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not. Should I say I'm a skeptic that's interested in the subject? I don't think there's aliens.
It's a fascinating subject. Like back when I was a kid, I used to love watching on BBC or Channel 4, the various documentaries about these kind of things.
Yeah. So, but if you haven't heard, before we get on to gaming, that they're basically some dude last year came out to like a hearing for Congress to say, yeah, these dudes have got loads of alien shit and they're hiding it. And he is till recently part of a, what would you call it, like a group that was designed to find where all this lost money was with like the defense budget. And he came out and said all of this stuff like a whistleblower. Yep. And this is like the follow on to it. So I'm well interested in it because there's people that like the crazy alien people with their tinfoil hats.
Conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. And it's quite interesting, but there's obviously something going on. But yeah, there was like a couple of like some admiral on today saying that he reckons all of his pilots have seen shit, and yeah, it's crazy. It's interesting. But at the same time, it's a bit sleepy. Maybe a bit sleepy, but yeah, it's good. It's worth looking into.
Things tend to drag out, don't they?
Yeah. So I reckon they just find that the Americans have been buying like toilet rolls for 10 grand a piece or something, and they're too embarrassed to say, so they've just made up this alien story. But you never know. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of want the abridged version of it where it shows the highlights compared to like the whole lot. So
yeah, and yeah, lots of crazy stuff. But anyway, so what have you been playing?
Right. Okay. So I said to you before we hit record, but for the audience, so I have just started playing as of last night, Res Infinite. So Res is originally a Dreamcast, and I think also was ported to the PS2 as well game. And so, how to describe it? Gameplay-wise, it definitely takes cues from Panzer Dragoon. So the idea is that you are apparently this like hacker going into a computer system, and so you are represented as like this kind of wireframe like body that's traveling through, and then you use I'm using a controller, even though I'm doing it on Steam, and then you like move the analog stick around and holding A to like lock on stuff, and then let go to like fire, which is what makes me then think of Panzer Dragoon, because originally I was thinking, maybe it's like Light Wars or Star Fox, but you are not moving your character around the screen. You are just moving the reticle around. So to me, that's why it made me think more like Panzer Dragoon, because then in Panzer Dragoon, you have like 4 axes of like, usually you're staring straight on, but otherwise you can move left, behind, right. The game you have no control over it, but at times the game will then shift you to those different positions to like attack enemies, but they're always preset. But again, it made me think of that. So especially as this was a Dreamcast game and Panzer Dragoon, that series was a Sega Saturn series, I'm thinking, did it take cues to that? Did people who worked on that on those games then formed a new studio? Because after Saga, Team Andromeda was disbanded, and then I'm wondering if the new studio like made this as their follow-up as such. So it's not a very long game. So the main game itself only has like 5 areas to go through. I've already got through 3 of them, but then for this remake, and it is apparently a remake, because I've been told that it's actually made with Unreal Engine now. Because I was talking about it with May and Might earlier on, but they also added in a Area X, with like a boss fight and like an alternative boss fight, for different achievements and things. So it's not a very long game, but it's someone who enjoyed playing Panzer Dragoon, the different entries. It's good fun.
Yeah. I love Panzer Dragoon. 1 and 2 anyway. I never played Saga, but it sounds like a shmup with 5 levels is the classic shmup kind of setup, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's, do get me wrong, there's always like things like coming towards you, but you are locking on. So I don't know with the shmups you play.
There are some that you lock on. Yeah, definitely lock on. That sounds like. Is there just a normal shooting phase, or is it just you have to lock on to everything?
I guess you could just if you just keep pressing and releasing, but you normally, because there's more than one thing coming towards you, you tend to try and lock on to get everything at once. So normally 4 or around that. So
I do like games that allow you to lock on to stuff. I don't know why. Does it have a little bleep or ping or something when you lock on?
Because one of the main, one of the big things about the game is the soundtrack. So I'm trying to, and they say you really should have headphones on to play it. And I'm trying to think now. There's definitely on screen it go lock and changes color and stuff when you lock on. I'm trying to actually remember if there's a sound or if that little sound is maybe being washed out by the soundtrack itself, like the actual backing music possibly. But but it's been released on all modern consoles and on Steam. So it's 20 quid on Steam, not on sale. I got a key for it for about 8 quid. So whereas I think it's £25 not on sale on the PlayStation Store, I think. So whether or not you think it's worth that is another matter. But because the reason why I decided to pick it up was there's another YouTube channel I've started following called Gaming for Ages, where they do looking back. It's not just about Sega, but they've covered a lot of Sega. And they do a weekly book club where they'll play a game and talk about it the next week. To me, doing a weekly show like that, it's just how the heck do you have time for that? Anyway, so last night they were covering Panzer Dragoon, and then they said, our next game is Res. And I had several whiskeys by this point, and I'm like, Res, I remember that. And then took a look, and then, let's just buy it. And so, so alcohol got the better of me. So, but yeah.
It sounds that I'm intrigued. And
yeah, what was it
out on Dreamcast?
Originally on Dreamcast. I'm assuming it was then ported to PS2 after the Dreamcast demise, and then got I think it was during the PS4 generation. I think then got re-released. It's on Switch as well, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would. Yeah, no, definitely look into that. That sounds up my street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, depending on what platform you would prefer to play it on, like I say, whether or not you think it's worth the cost that they're selling for, without it being on sale, maybe wishlist it or whichever platform you prefer. But otherwise, at least with Steam, there are key resellers where you can try and find a cheaper version of the game. So, like I said, I got it for £7.50 or something, I think. So,
there's key sellers. I use this more than I should. I always feel like am I doing the developers out of cash by buying these random keys? But it's probably the middlemen, isn't it? It's probably Steam.
I know that there are I think is it G2A or someone there's a particular company where developers said they would rather you just pirate the game rather than buy it from a certain because of how they do just steal them like that, but then they still get charged by Steam, whoever, or there's some charge going their way or whatever. But there are legitimate key resellers. Otherwise,
CD keys. I think is that legit, or is that another one of the bastards?
I think, it's just if they if these sites, just across the board were, stealing the keys, I think there would be a lot more pushback, and like they would be constantly being shut down. But like they're getting like promoted all over the internet, so I don't think they could be like, maybe we do some googling, but
yeah, maybe a bit of research because we could
Yeah.
be funding terrorism or something, John.
I hope
You
not.
don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, I bought 3 games on one of those sites literally yesterday.
Oh yes.
I got 3 games for £2.50. I haven't played them yet, but one is it's like a 2-pack of 2 games. It was Transocean, which
Okay.
it's basically a game where you just do like manage like shipping. So like big sea freighter ships things. It looks right up my street. I do love a good sim, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go. And it's got the first and the second. I think it's a bit like, do you remember Transport Tycoon? But it's just like shipping goods from one place to the other. And I got I can't remember what it's called. It's basically like a little puzzle train game where you do sort of lay out train tracks, and it's just like a little chilled out puzzle thing. And I remember a friend told me to get that. I'll see what that's called, John. But yeah, at £2.50 for the 3 games, I thought was an absolute steal.
I'll argue with that.
No, I mean, yeah, absolute steal. It probably was. Let me see what it's called. Thank you for Station to Station is what it's called.
Okay.
So that looks really interesting. That's going to be maybe like when I'm hungover or something, have a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But I haven't played them. But what I have been playing, I've gone back big time into Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh, Yakuza.
Because although I'm very far behind on our RPG challenge, I would like to finish Yakuza and possibly maybe a shorter RPG, so I can get to 6, so I can get halfway. Because I'm on 4. I've done 4. Probably about halfway through Yakuza. I'm going to drop Death Stranding for now, because it is a massive distraction. It stops me playing everything. But yeah, if I could finish that, maybe by the end of this month, I can squeeze one more RPG in before New Year's. But Yakuza, I don't know if you've got got anything to play Yakuza on, John, but it is fantastic.
I've got Yakuza 0 on Steam. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, get Like a Dragon, because it is basically the Yakuza theme, but probably even more crazy than the sort of normal games. And it's got the turn-based fighting in it is really good. It just seems to be always the right level of difficulty. Never feels too hard, never feels too easy, and all the moves are quite fun, and it just flows really well. I've already thinking I need to get the sequel, which is Infinite Wealth, which with it. But the only thing is they go to America in that one. I don't know if it's going to lose some of its charm.
I mean, all the games tend to like review, and like even like the people in our community have always spoken high about all the entries. So I feel like if it did lose its charm, we would know about like, oh, that game. But no, they all seem to like still be well regarded. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend that, John. I bet you on the winter Steam sale, not through a CD key vendor, you probably get it really cheap.
Well, I mean, I'm a bit of a stickler for like trying to play a series in order, so I would probably want to play the early entries. But I know like the whole point was that they kind of like drew a line in the sand, and then Like a Dragon, it was like a new era.
Yeah, it's a spin-off, isn't it? A complete spin-off.
Exactly, whereas I would still want to go and play the early entries first, but also people have said I'm crazy for doing it, but before I even start the Yakuza series, I want to play Shenmue. It's just something I want to do. I want to play Shenmue before I play Yakuza.
Okay, that sounds like you got your hands full there.
I mean, everyone say it too, like you're insane. I'm just like, it's just something I just feel like I have to do.
I played quite a lot of Shenmue 1, which maybe it was it might have been on the PS4 a few years ago. So it's good. I enjoyed it. I do like, because it was quite a lot of the stuff was quite mundane, isn't it? It's kind of, but I quite enjoy that side of gaming. I like to just do random tasks. Again, Yakuza, especially the mainline games, you can go and just sort of like go and play a little arcade game or something. I love doing that in games. Play a game within a game. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely one of my favorite RPGs I've ever played.
Yeah, I just hear so many good things about the Yakuza series. I know I need to play it. I do have one in my account. It's just, yes, I need to
get on it, John. Get Shenmue done now. Start tonight after this.
No, I mean, I installed with the intention of playing, like, because my game is either, like, if I have, say if I have time before going to bed once my missus has gone to bed, or if she's, like, doing a night shift or something, like, I'll either play something on the TV, which is, like, how I'm playing Lost Odyssey still at the moment, which is my final RPG of the RPG challenge, or if I have time before or after starting work, or if I need to be like at the computer, like then I'll play something for the PC, and then that's how I end up playing things like Res. So, but I downloaded and installed, but not started, GTA 4. So,
do you know what? That's a great game.
Never played it.
I think it's quite slow. Grand Theft Auto, especially story wise, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just
all the GTAs are popular, aren't they?
Yeah, I have for years never played it. I mean, I've completed 3 San Andreas and Vice City, but I've never got around to 4. And I'm like, I should probably finally do this. But then I installed it, then like I held off because another game that I've just beaten earlier this week was Batman on the Mega Drive. So, but then I held off, and then like, oh, now I'm doing Res, and then it's just like I've also said to you before we start recording that then after Res I'll probably play the game for our next episode. So I'm like, again, I'm pushing back GTA 4 because I want to get these things, but also while trying to beat Lost Odyssey. So yeah,
are you trying to finish GTA 4 before New Year's for your?
Oh, that'll never happen. That will
say
No, well, I mean,
you'll never do that by the end of the year, John.
Well, okay, so this again, the joys of gaming before you have children. So the Christmas after moving into this house, so my wife was working a bunch over the Christmas week, so we didn't have kids, and so and we don't have family around, so it was just like, okay, I've got a lot of time. We've also like got a puppy who's like 4 months old by that point, so like need to do like dog walks and things, and keeping her entertained. Like the dog I've shown on this show before, the big now is a big black lab. Anyway, so I had a lot of time to myself. So pretty much over the course of like several days to a week, I was just pretty much, if I wasn't walking the dog or eating, when my wife wasn't here, I was playing San Andreas. Like I just kind of like like hooks into my veins, and like just put all my time into that. So I can't do that. I can't do that anymore, sadly. Family getting away. But it's so that's why I'm kind of like set my expectations off. It might take a couple of months to beat because I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't doing Lost Odyssey, I maybe would. But I'm now 50 hours into Lost Odyssey, and I still haven't finished it. So
what disc are you on?
I'm on disc 4. I'm on the final disc.
Yeah, I think you've done a video for every disc change, haven't you?
Yeah, so now what's that group for the RPG challenge? Whenever I change disc, because it's such a novelty now changing discs. It's just like, oh, record it's just like, oh, you don't do that anymore, do you? So
yeah, it's I don't think I finished Lost Odyssey, but again, it's a good game.
It's definitely a great game. It's just and 50 hours isn't long. Not long. It's normal for like an RPG. It's just
for a modern one. It's pretty standard, isn't it? It's like, I think a lot of I think that's what's caused me to be so far behind. I've started multiple 50-hour RPGs and got distracted by other shiny things. This is what I do. So but if I manage 6 by the end of the year, I'm going to be super happy because that's halfway there.
Yeah, I mean it's. Like we've said to our members in the WhatsApp group is like, we joke about like, oh, you're a failure if you don't do 12 RPGs. But no, even if it's just about actually playing these games, that's all it's about is actually, because sometimes you put these kind of games off because of the view of like they can be so long, you just play something else. But if you have the desire to actually play this, and this group is helping you push to even just complete one, it's one more than you wouldn't have played otherwise, and that's all it's all about. So.
Absolutely. So Lost Odyssey near the end. Have you played anything else?
So I said about Batman. So that was actually because I do every fortnight the Mega Drive Challenge, set by the Retro Martin, and the most recent one is Batman. And I tried the game last year, but I never played it back in the day. And it's a game where the more you play it, the more it grows on you. Is that kind of game? Which when I first tried it, I couldn't get past the beginning of the second level because I didn't realize that I had to use a grappling hook to get up. Like, I didn't realize I had a grappling hook because I was playing via my EverDrive. I didn't have a manual or anything. So, and then when I was playing the game, controlling Batman seemed a bit weird. Like the double jump. There's a kind of another one of those where if you don't do the double jump, like the second press at like the right time, he doesn't do it. And I was like, he hasn't got a flying kick. He must have a flying kick. It turns out it's a flying knee rather than a flying kick. But it's a game that once you understand how Batman controls, and then you also understand the levels, as in like placements and things like that. Because when I first was playing through, I'd be very cautious, like moving slowly along. And in some ways to my own detriment, because then more enemies will appear. But then once you know like the level layout and where like the traps and things are, it's just like double jumping through the level, and like as you double jump, like kneeing them and carrying on, like you feel like the Batman then. So it's like, yeah, and so the gameplay took time to grow on me, and it's still like it's not perfect, but the presentation, like the art style presentation, I think is like it is absolutely spot on for like being Batman, and also I think the music is really great as well. So it's like it has that, because this is based on the Tim Burton film, the first Batman film. So it's based on that, and I think they kind of nail that aesthetic and like spot on. So for a licensed tie-in game, actually I think this is really good, and it's definitely worth it. Like I say, don't get put off if you struggle with the game initially. Play through like first 4 levels or whatever, and then like see what you think after that. The 4th level is the Batmobile. Well, it's actually 2 sections, but the first section is the Batmobile. Okay. And you get to do the Batmobile. So there's like even like some schmutz bits, in this game as well. So because the Batmobile is you driving along with having to like shoot at all these cars and vans coming towards you, and then the Batwing is you shooting against helicopters. And I'll be honest, I use an auto fire for those stages. So it's in on my controller. I plug the joystick in, and it's like auto fire on. Let's go.
No, auto fire.
Otherwise, it's just like.
Well, that's all I do now, John, with my shmups.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to lose my fingers soon. I'll get some sort of hand condition. Yeah. No. Yeah. I've been playing. What have I been playing? I've been playing a retro Twinbee.
What was that?
It's like a little cutesy cutem up, I think, is it what they call it? It's just like a Super Nintendo. Is it Poppin' Twinbee or something like that? I think it's called.
Okay.
I've been playing it. I should know the name of it. But yeah, it's quite cool, quite fun. I've quite enjoyed it. Is it the Super Nintendo? It's on my Switch thing. Switch Online subscription.
Okay, so Switch Online service.
Which I've been playing more of it recently, which is I've had it for so many years, and I've only used it for online stuff, Pokemon and Rocket League. And back on Rocket League as well.
You're always on Rocket League.
It's like an unhealthy obsession. It's like crack, and it's gaming crack for me. But I'm getting a bit better. I've ranked up. I just realised I just can't do what all the young people do, which is fly around in the air. I just got good at being on the ground.
Yeah.
Being a bastard. And but I'll tell you a game I've been playing, John, which I haven't played since I had it back when I was a youngster. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, God damn, I love that game.
Very colourful.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful game. And it started... I don't know if you've noticed that sometimes I get this thing and things start rolling and obsessions sort of occur for me.
No,
Like with the shmups, it
shmups
started
and now
off,
like you're waiting on a Japanese Saturn, and
yes. So yeah, that's all in line, and I've now got lots of Japanese Sega Saturn games, which so that's happening, and I've had to stop myself buying very expensive Sega Saturn shmups because there's lots of them. But I've got a few for an absolute steal. Dodonpachi, the Japanese edition. I don't think it came out in the UK or PAL. I got it for probably about half price somehow, straight from Japan. It's taken about 3 weeks to arrive. I don't have my Sega Saturn yet. That's to come as a gift in the near future. But yeah, I've got a stack of Sega Saturn games. But along with Yoshi's Island, what I've started to get through the post, John, is Super Famicom games.
Boxed. As in like Super Famicom, as in actually like American ones?
As in Japanese Super Famicom.
Do you even have a Super Famicom?
No. But the boxes are so pretty. I can put them on my shelf. I'm going to get myself a Super Famicom. And I've started collecting a Famicom as well.
Okay. Have you seen James Retro Import Gamer's latest video?
No, not yet.
It's the one titled either the best or greatest 8-bit console. It's a pickups video, but he's saying like he's been collecting, like all of it was pretty much Famicom games. So like you should watch that because I feel like you two are peas in the pod at the moment.
Yeah, maybe me and
James,
Yeah, exactly. But the cartridges are amazing for the Famicom. I've already got like this little stack of all these different color. I love it. And yeah, I've got this beautiful box that I'll do it in a pickups video on the YouTube channel eventually. I've got this beautiful Yoshi's Island, or Yossi's, as it's on there, fully boxed cartridge. Is because in the Super Famicom they've got like a plastic rather than the cardboard insert. It's plastic. Manual, 20 quid.
Apparently things are very cheap actually from Japan.
Nobody else buy it so that I can get everything I want, and then you can all buy it because honestly it's one of the nicest. But it's been a long time. I've had a pickup come through. I've opened it and I've just instantly smiled, and just been there's like this massive surge of joy from just having a game. And because you get to that point where you get I'm bad for it, but I get so much stuff through the post, you lose that kind of buzz that you get from a pickup. I've been getting it back, and that is through getting collecting, well, funny enough, Japanese stuff.
Top tip, so because I know a channel I watch, the Sega guys, and they were talking about getting stuff from Japan. And over there, if you want to actually like send stuff to, like, over here, the tip, for example, costs money. So it's far cheaper just to sell off junk. So if you have like Saturn junk, and it's like, people over here will think, oh, that must mean like spare parts or it's broken. It's like, to them, they just don't want it anymore, but it's going to cost them money to junk it. So they're just selling it for like cheap. So because I've heard about these Saturn minis on AliExpress.
I have seen something.
They were talking against it because the fact that they're taking Saturns, working Saturns, and
modding them, are they?
Not modding in the sense of
taking
the motherboards out to put in new cases, and with Sarus, the flash cartridges attached. So they're saying they're destroying like these original Saturns. Some of them are actually like unique, rare variants to make these minis. So anyway, so they're saying it's like they're buying them up from the site, because junk Saturns, which still work. So they're saying it's like if you're a Saturn, then yourself, rather than doing that, because they're far more expensive to buy these minis, it's
I've seen them. I think they're about over £100, aren't they?
And you can get like for £20, including like delivery, whatever, like a Saturn from Japan. So I don't know how yours, but it's just, I mean, you've very, you're getting yours, but as in like some people was talking about like a special twin stick or something like that, or something along those lines, from Japan. Maybe not Saturn, but something like that, where it was junk and it like full in box, immaculate, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, everything I've had, I've got to say, has been really amazing condition. So I'm looking at this game. It's 25 years old, 30 years old. Better condition than most of the crap I've had off Xbox from people from Xbox 360, even Switch games.
Yeah.
I hesitate to buy stuff secondhand now in this country, from like through eBay and stuff, because it's just the discs are knackered and people just don't look after the games. And
they don't.
I'm getting this stuff that's well old, like the Sega Saturn cases. They're just in perfect condition. The inserts are all perfect. The discs are clean. And it's just like they've just got a totally different... It must be like a cultural thing. Just everything is pristine with them.
Yeah.
So Super Famicom, I've got, I've ordered Link to the Past. I mean, how much would it cost for a PAL copy box of Link to the Past? It's going to be probably £100, I'd imagine. I don't know. I got Link to the Past, and I think it's a much nicer box. I could play that in Japanese. That's not going to bother me. I kind of know what's happening. I've finished it before.
Yeah.
And I think it was about £30. Because I don't know if you saw my last Pickers video, I've sold so much stuff, particularly Pokemon stuff, cards, and I've just put it towards this Famicom, Super Famicom, and Sega Saturn.
Trading one addiction for another.
Yeah, but this is making me. I'm loving it. I'm well back into. I think next year. I'm just going to be mostly getting those three with the odd Switch game. I'm not going to lie. I'll still pick up the odd Switch RPG. I've probably got all the shmups I need for another 10 years.
You'll still buy more.
But yeah, Super Famicom. I don't know whether to get a Retron 5.
Okay, yeah.
Or or get a I don't know. But the Famicom.
This is kind of like the debate I've had at times with, not with Famicom, but like with the Super Nintendo. Because at one point I re-debated getting one, but then I'm thinking, okay, if I were to get a PAL SNES, then the games that I would probably most be interested in that I haven't already played were not released in PAL, and I'm talking about RPGs, because we didn't get that many of them at all.
No.
Also, then you would have, if I'm playing imports, you then have to like deal with that, and also you have to mod it for the hertz difference. And then it's like, okay, at which point, so then that's why I ended up going for like the SNES Classic, and then just like hacking that to add more games on, so that, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's identical or anything. No, it's just like a little emulation box, but it's like I like the look of it. I could put the games on, and like at least it still came from Nintendo originally. So so that was my thinking, because there were still SNES games I wanted to play, but they were the RPGs. If I had interest in more of the PAL library, maybe I would have actually just gone down the route. But otherwise, getting a SNES and then having to mod it to hell and back to play all the games I actually wanted to play, and have to import them, unless if I just used a EverDrive. So
that
was my thinking. So
to be honest, these games are mostly for display. I've got them display just because I just like having the originals. I've always wanted to rebuild my childhood Super Nintendo collection. It's just too expensive. to buy Box Pal, but this is just a really good alternative for me because I can play most of the games I want to on Switch Online, or quite happily through. I'm quite happy emulating stuff, but I can do it legitimately then if I own an original. I suppose it's the wrong region, but definitely. I think next 2025 is a year of Sega Saturn, Famicom, Super Famicom, and I might, John, get into a bit of Mega Drive.
I mean, like, in what regards?
Well, my son is Sonic obsessed. I mean, we're talking Sonic mad. He likes the TV series. He loves the films, the newer films. So I've got Sonic Mania. I don't know if you've played that. He likes that. I bought Sonic. What's the new one? Frontier.
Well, no. We're talking 3D or 2D Sonic.
3D. Yeah, it's the 3D one that's like open world.
Oh, the open world is Frontiers, because technically the latest 3D Sonic is Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Yeah, he's going to want that. That's probably his least favourite, and I thought I'll grab him Sonic 2 for the Switch. Loves it. Probably his favourite game. He's got it. He's only 4. He managed to beat Robotnik second go. So I think he likes the speed of it, and like he's played Mario, but I think he's definitely way more into Sonic. So I think I might get him, do him a little Sonic collection.
Well, I mean, okay, it depends like how you want him to be able to play these things, because obviously there's the Mega Drive collection you can get for the Switch, PlayStation, PC, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I've got the GameCube Sonic Mega collection.
I was about to mention that. I've also got that, so that was another way of doing it. So, because after the Mega collection, that's where the collections tend until Origins, you won't have 3 and Knuckles. So, whereas the Mega collection does have that. So it's if he wants to play that one, which to me is the best of that era of Sonic. Obviously people normally tend to be either 2 or 3. I'm more of a 3 guy myself, but okay, yeah. So he
hasn't played 3, and he does like Knuckles. So it's I'm gonna have to. I think I'll get him the Mega Drive because they're cheap, aren't they? Sonic 2.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a couple of quid. I might just get him a little set of them, so for when he's older. And it's the same with my daughter. My daughter just loves Animal Crossing, so I might get her all the Animal Crossings for her. Because my Switch is, I would say, on its way out, John. It's starting to wear like a... So she got really upset the other day saying, what's going to happen to my island? I was like, I've got Cloud says, it's okay. I just have to bite the bullet and get a new Switch. I'd rather not, being that the next one's coming and it's apparently backwards compatible. But yeah, so...
Okay,
yeah, so I think I'll just grab a couple of Mega Drive games and, again, I think a Retron 5 at some point would be good just so I can just have a blast with these games.
I mean, if you want to start him off, then you could always sign with my first Mega Drive game that I got with the console.
Sonic Compilation.
Yep.
Is that a genuine game?
Literally genuine game. It came with my Mega Drive. It has 1, 2, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Okay.
So it's those 3 together on one cartridge. So it's it's completely utterly legitimate. This was officially released. You'll get it from CEX or eBay. So it's the only downside with this is if you get Sonic and Knuckles, you cannot do Sonic 2 and Knuckles. So, the lock-on technology. So I've had to purchase a copy of Sonic 2 purely to do the Knuckles, Sonic 2 and Knuckles, or Knuckles in Sonic 2, however they call it. Yeah, so, but if you're looking for a way to sign off, then that's 3 games in one. And also you can get into Puyo Puyo that way as well, via Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so I think, just getting a little collection for the kids going as well. Be nice. Animal Crossing, Sonic. I wish he was more into Mario, but there we are. kind of, well, I'll have Mario. I'm getting the Mario. I bought Super Mario World as well. Super
Oh, of course.
Famicom. That was even cheaper. And
Yep.
and funny enough, when me and John did this podcast before, one game I really wanted to play was UN Squadron.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've got the Super Famicom version, but it's
Yeah.
called Area 88.
Oh, okay.
Same game, just different name. And again, it's not as cool a box as the others, but it's just a game I felt like I had to have, because that is like, for me, that was my most wanted Super Nintendo game that I never got.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm not surprised considering, like, I know that you enjoyed it.
and yes, it's a shmup, isn't it? It's just, again, the signs were there all along. And I actually think I think it's a game that I could quite happily just pop in and just give it like half an hour every so often, just that sort of game. But yeah, Yoshi's. Where was I? This is the massive sort of tangent. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island is just pure fire. I love it.
Because I played it via the GBA port.
Okay.
So I've got that. That's how I played it in the end, was via the GBA. So it's a really good game.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's I suppose it's quite different, isn't it, with the egg firing? But yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not traditional Mario platforming at all. It's because it's Yoshi is the star of the show, and like using the egg, and then also if baby Mario starts floating off, you have to go and rescue him within 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the first games I remember being really hyped and looking forward to. I was just old enough to look into what was coming ahead, whereas before you just end up buying the game. You go to Toys R Us or whatever. Oh, there's a new Mario. Let's grab it. And it was the time when I was like, yeah, I want this game. Please get it for me on as soon as I can. And yeah, so it's loved playing that, and I haven't played it since I had it back then. So
wow, so a good chunk of time.
Lots of time, John. I don't even. I can't do time. When was the Super Nintendo out? 1995, 4 would have.
Early 90s.
What we now 2024. So what's that?
Well, we're looking at 30 plus years.
Yeah, so it's been 30 years probably since I played that, and yeah, I think I've enjoyed it just as much as I did then.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for these old games, like because they're designed to be fun. Well, most of the time, to be enjoyable.
Yeah, that's the aim, but not always. Some of them get right on my nerves.
Oh, I've got to stop those rentals.
Yeah, and again, it just shows you the difference. Like I put in Street Fighter 5.
Oh yes. Oh,
PS4.
Ooh,
it took like a full day for it to install everything, update. And I went into it. I thought, yeah, I can go and play. No, you can only do a training match while it installs. I was like, what? I thought you'd installed like 4 things already. No, it just took like a full day to get it up and running. And I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
5 was that well. Like on release, it was very bare bones. I don't think it was well regarded, which is why 6. I think they had to knock it out of the park with what it had because of the reception that 5 had. Because it was just like I have never owned the game, so this is from memory of what I heard at the time, and this was a while ago now. But like it's barely any characters. It was all like, oh, it's all coming later. It's all coming later. It's like you the latest entry in one of your biggest franchises that at one point was like the biggest thing in the world of gaming.
Yeah.
And this is what you've released. Seriously, Capcom. But yeah, with 6, they had to really, pull their finger out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the last one I owned was 4, and that was like very feature complete. Like I even got like the up because they did it as Street Fighter 4, then Super, then Ultimate, and I think I always got the upgrades for free on Steam. So like it's can't complain. You wouldn't get that now, would you?
So 5
for upgrades from PS4 to PS5.
Yeah, so 5 is their balls up then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, it would be me to buy that. I have got ready Street Fighter 2 Alpha. Or 0 as it is known in Japan. Looking forward to that. I'm going to get from what I remember, the Saturn pad is probably going to be really nice for beat 'em ups.
So is that the pad they did with Knights, where it has like where it has like the surface pad, or
no, I'm thinking of the normal sort of D-pad. I don't know what you call it. The normal Sega Saturn one, because that's the 3D pad, isn't it? The Knights one, which is the most expensive, I think. One, so I'm not in a rush to get that. I'll have to get Japanese Knights as well, John.
Yes, I mean, there have times like I've never actually in my life actually been that interested in owning a Saturn, but hearing like people, because of the modern podcasts and like shows on YouTube talking about the Saturn, like at times I think maybe I should get like a Saturn and get one of those flashcards for it. And I'm like, what are you actually going to play, John? Because it's like the games I want to play I've emulated over the last decade, and there are still a couple I want to play, like Burning Rangers, for example. But
yeah,
it's like,
don't start, because I'll be looking on eBay after, looking to buy all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a shmup haven, I should say.
Yeah,
billions of them.
It's the thing, like, because I was chatting with a mate about this earlier on. Like, at times I thought about doing like a similar thing with like getting a Dreamcast that's been modded to run off like an SD card. And it's like, well, what games do I actually want to play? Because again, Res being an example, it's been ported. A lot of the library that isn't like licensed games, like licensed property, has been ported to other places. So on like, some of the big hitters that, Skies Arcadia got the GameCube port. Jet Set Radio, Steam. Crazy Taxi, Steam. That being said, they stripped out all of the like licensed music, so like Offspring and all that, that's it's gone now. So it apparently changes like the feel of the game.
It's one of the best parts of the game.
I know.
The music is amazing.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, so apparently
it's in the GameCube version, isn't it? Because I think I've got, that's the one I've got. I'm pretty sure the music is as normal.
Yeah, so you need to get an older version to do that. But what other games were like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, GameCube and also Steam, got them on there. But I was saying it's like the biggest titles have pretty much already been ported, so it's just like more like niche things. Or there were games that were released on Dreamcast but also were ported to other things at the same time, like PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. So like Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, that's multi-platform. So it's just like the idea of it. That'd be awesome, but then what would I actually play? And it's the thing with the Saturn, I don't want to spend money on getting these boxes to play like one game, whereas like, well, just emulate that one game and just carry on with your life. I mean, I've already played through, as I said earlier on, the Panzer Dragoon series, so and like other stuff as well. So it's just like, anyway, I think that's a topic for another time.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe. I've been well off on tangents tonight. Anything else for you?
Let's see. I think game-wise, I think I'll leave it there. There has been other things I've played, but those were probably like the biggest things, except for one game that I've beaten, which we'll be coming to shortly, unless there's anything else you want to say you played.
No, I better not, John. Don't start me off. Yeah, I've got problems.
So, what game have you and I both recently completed?
We have, and we completed it together in co-op.
Metal
Slug, number one, for the arcade, I suppose, wasn't it originally? And I think it was me that sort of brought it up, wasn't it? That I fancied giving it a go. And we bought it. We bought it legitimately through Steam sale. I have
£1, I think it was,
69 or something like that. But it was well worth £1.69.
So, in case if I don't know how the audio will come across, because I would say friends when you said the name, it was Metal Slug, the original. So, it's a game that everyone's heard of. It's had multiple sequels, and I think it's recently had a Tactics game as well that's been released.
Just come out.
So, I don't think we explain what Metal Slug is, but it is a run and gun at the end of the day, isn't it? So, but it's how to describe it? Okay, well, the arcade classic, which has been ported to various systems. Funny enough, I was watching a YouTube video the other day where they were talking about the best games to play the worst ways, and one of them was Metal Slug on the PS2, I think, and then on the PS3, where they took the the PS2 version, and it had like loads of like slowdown and like things missing, I think. So, because before we bought it on Steam, looking up reviews and things, some people said that this wasn't a perfect port of the arcade version. You were better off like just playing on MAME or something, or getting like a different port. But like the reason why I was pushing for us to go via Steam, because as soon as James suggested playing Metal Slug, I was like, okay, this is a co-op game. We're in the year 2024. We can do this co-op, and I thought it'd be awesome for us to do that. And also, you should hopefully be seeing footage of it now. And
I'll pop it.
I mean, it might be.
If you're listening on Spotify, you won't see it. But if you're watching, it'll be on the screen right now of me and John playing. I recorded the whole session from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. And so, because then it meant that doing it via Steam, it'd be easy just to go invite friend.
Yeah.
And also, me being an achievement whore, I mean, I can get the achievements for it as well. So.
We did get achievements. We got pretty much all of them, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we got. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 missing, and those are like save like I think 100 POWs and beat the game without using a single continue, which I'll never get that. So not unless there's a cheat you can do or something, but because. Okay, so what is your history with the what's your history with the Metal Slug series?
I don't have any history of Metal Slug. I've never played it before. I think I didn't know about it until I saw the anthology come out on the Wii. Mm-hmm. I thought, that looks quite interesting, and never did. But I think that now has inspired me to want to grab it.
Whereas for me, years ago, Metal Slug 3 was on offer on Steam, so I picked it up because I was looking for a game to play co-op with my housemate at the time.
Yeah.
So we played through that. It was fun. Because it gave you unlimited credits, we got through the game. So I don't remember it really leaving a lasting impression. I don't know how 3 is thought of in regards to 1. But if I remember correctly, this was after the fact. Apparently, with 1, you're fighting a human army, whereas apparently after the first game or maybe the second, they completely moved away from fighting humans because I think they were having issues maybe with like either complaints or some people not wanting to tone it down pretty much. So it went to, I think, like aliens and monsters, because I remember like fighting like a lot of like crabs and things like that in 3. Compared to like the first game. So but that's the only time I've ever played it, and potentially maybe I played it in the arcades as a kid, possibly, but I don't really remember doing so. So playing it this time, it was a breath of fresh air. It was. If we were in an arcade playing this, you and I would have probably burned through a lot of money to do it, and we've probably been cursing. But because all the releases let you have infinite credits, I think we had loads of fun playing this.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was, like I was saying, it was so worth £1.69 or whatever it was. It was just, I think we both just literally non-stop action. Mm-hmm. It's fun all the way through. I mean, like saying, I don't know how many coins we'd have got through if we were doing this in the arcade. Because we died many times.
Many times. But to be fair, because we had limited credits, there were times where I would just, I didn't care. In the sense of, I would just take the hits, because I was just, I'm going to just keep throwing my grenades, and because I know when I die, I'll get 10 more. So, and just spam those to get through certain like bosses, for example.
It took me about 20 minutes to work out how to actually throw a grenade, to be honest with you. I was a bit... How does John doing that? John got something I haven't got. I don't know. But I didn't realise that Metal Slug was actually the tank thing.
Well, one of the achievements is to beat a boss with that tank, and I'm pretty sure when I played solo after we played it. I'm pretty sure I beat the second boss with it, but I'm not sure if technically maybe they got like a file hit on me before I got the file hit on them. I was like, where's my achievement? I wasn't going for it, but I just happened to have the tank.
Yeah. No, I quite like you mostly left the tank for me, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I let you go for that because I was happy just throwing like the grenades and things like that. So, but yeah, it's so much fun. And before we started recording, I was saying, so when we did co-op, I played it via, obviously on via Steam, but did it through PC through my computer monitor. And, thought like, this game looks great. I think they've done a great job with porting it over to Steam. But when I played it solo, I actually did it via, because for those who don't know, 10 years or more ago, Valve released what's called a Steam Link. So it's pretty much like a streaming box. So you plug it into your TV, as long as you have either Wi-Fi or an Ethernet cable, you plug a controller in, and you need to have a computer on the same network. It doesn't stream it from the internet. You need to have, so it was streaming from my PC across my home network to the box to then plug it into the TV. Anyway, and I was playing that way, and I was thinking like how much more the graphics, like how much better it looked on the TV compared to my computer monitor. So it's just like, looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looked amazing anyway. The sprite work is
oh god, yeah, like
superb.
I just appreciated like the background so much more when it was on the TV.
It was just the animation, everything was just amazing. I can't believe how good it looked for when it came out as well. I know it was like kind of at the end of the 16-bit era, wasn't it, that it came out, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about probably a 30-year-old game again.
Yeah, but it is absolutely stunning. And people are obviously making new sort of sprite work now. I still think this is better looking than most of the newer ones. Just the style, isn't it? It just gives you that like 90s or 80s kind of like action film vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It definitely it's a big nostalgia hit for the era.
Absolutely. And I think it was I chose so well there, John.
You did. You chose incredibly well.
Perfect pick. It was perfect. And I definitely want to run through. Like I said, it's not something I think I could sit there and go, I'm going to do this in like with one credit.
No,
I think that would literally
kill you.
Yeah, I'd lose the last of my sanity doing that. But I don't know, if I was younger, I'd probably get quite happily run through it over and over, because that's what you'd have to do. You just have to learn all the patterns.
Yes,
where everything's coming from, and become just memorize it all. And I think you're probably achievable. Did you have a favorite weapon? Grenades.
Oh well, I mean, just because I kept throwing them, but maybe the assault rifle. I think maybe.
Yeah, I suppose there wasn't that many, was there? You had the rocket launcher, a shotgun, machine gun, which is the assault rifle, and you had the pistol as standard, and you had a knife, didn't you? When people got close, you could knife them, which I quite liked doing. But later on, it kind of turns it on its head by them knifing you. Yeah, which I think that was probably the biggest cause of me dying, was me trying to knife one of the enemies, and they knifed me because they were quicker. But I did love the shotgun. Was there a flamethrower? Or maybe,
oh yes, there was a flamethrower as well. Actually, yes.
That was I think you had that a couple of times. But shotgun, loved the shotgun. But because I don't know how much you've had to go with the tank. The tank controls are quite strange.
Yeah, the only time I got on the tank was when I did it solo, and I got the tank. Well, in the first level, I didn't last very long. In the second level, I did get it through to the end of the boss. Again, where's my achievement? But,
I found the tank controls a bit weird. Did you enjoy that level where you've got? I think it's pretty much the end on that ship where you've got the kind of gun.
So I had like the mounted like railgun, and then you were shooting. You were like firing as well. Like I was all going trying to what was coming from above. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, Again, I think I just preferred the sort of run and gun aspect, but yeah, I think I left that mostly to you, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean it worked. We completed the game.
Yeah, those planes were a pain in the ass there.
Oh, they were.
Like sort of, they were going up, down, left, right, and yeah. By the time I'd worked out where they were, it was too late. But yeah, what did you think of the bosses?
Again, I think they were all good. They were all varied as well.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you were having the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's the game just everything felt quite varied. The levels felt all different enough, and you get the odd part where you kind of have to blow up a barrel to open a section, or that bit where you've got the tanks coming on the kind of horizon, and you could sort of blow off the cliffs. That was amazing as well.
Yeah, where they're coming like above you and staying there, so you have to destroy the bit of like the cliff just below them, so that they actually collapse down.
Yeah, which if you didn't move quick enough, they would crush you.
Yes, they would.
Died a few times for that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, the more I think about it, the more I realise how much I enjoyed. Because I went back, but I've only gone back for about half an hour or so. Definitely more fun co-op.
Oh, definitely more fun co-op. And like as soon as we finished and we quit the game, I immediately, because they were also on offer, went and bought Metal Slug 2 and X. So I already said I had 3, but I bought those 2 to add to my collection.
I'm gonna have to buy the others now, John. If it's not on sale, I'll wait till there'll be a Christmas sale soon. I'll get them.
I mean, they might still be on. Oh, because we did it last week. I don't know if they'll still be on sale.
But yeah, I think we'll have to at least do another Metal Slug in the future. I think maybe we'll do number 2. Maybe it'll be on November.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every year on November.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have a quick look just to see if it's still on sale. But what do you think of the music? And the sound.
At the time, I think the music was good. Now that I'm thinking back, I don't think there's anything that has like stuck in my mind. But that might be because the sound effects were just constant, But I think so. I guess maybe serviceable might be the better way to phrase it, because of the fact that I'm struggling to think of anything that did stick out like a week later. So, I mean, but how about for you?
Yeah, again, I think that was probably maybe the sound. The sound effects were decent, and the music was okay. It was nothing special, considering how amazing the graphics and the gameplay is. It's probably maybe the weakest part of the game.
But like I say, I think that's because the sound effects were so prominent, because there's always things going, you're always shooting, there's always explosions happening. So the background music is just going to be there, but the developers knew it was going to get drowned out, so they probably didn't want to make it too, because they probably also didn't want it taking the player out of the action, distracting them, I guess, too much. It's there to provide, because you need white noise of some kind, if that makes sense. You need something. Yeah. But they realize with everything going on, it's it's hectic. If stuff is happening on the screen constantly, so you haven't got time to stop and just appreciate the music.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose it doesn't need to be great, does it?
No, it doesn't need to be.
I've just seen, John, that they're all on offer still. So as soon as I get off the podcast, I'm going to buy them. There's actually a Neo Geo pack there, which is a little bit. It's £12. I'm just going to have a quick look to see what's in it. It is Metal Slug 3, X, basically everything that we've got, but it's also got loads of other Neo Geo stuff. Shock Troopers, Twinkle Star Sprites. I've got to stop, John. No, maybe no. I spent enough this month and the last couple of months. I'll just get Metal Slug 2, 3, and X. Is that the ones you've got? Yeah. Those co-op. I'll get 2, 3, and X. I think that'll probably cost. I think looking there, it's going to be about £3.
Exactly. So go for it. And depending when this comes out, I'm guessing they won't be on offer anymore. But just wishlist them on Steam or whatever, and then you'll be able to pick them up. They'll go on offer probably over Christmas, I guess.
Yeah, cheaper than the shit coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah, so I guess any other parts of the game to discuss, or do you want to go final thoughts on it? I think
yeah, I think I'm good. It's just, like I said, it is just a brilliant arcade experience, isn't it?
There is a reason it is so well regarded. It is considered a classic. It's been re-released so many times, and people still talk about it. is because it is such a fun game. But if you did play it in the arcade where you had to pay for every credit, then you may not be as enthusiastic about it. But playing it with unlimited credits, which some people will be like, "Oh, you're cheesing it. You're just like brute forcing through it." Like, but we had so much fun. If we're having to pay, spend like a quid every single time, then we would probably not. We would be like, "Well, I enjoy that, but I don't think I wanted to pay £50 for the experience."
No, but as it was, it's just perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd actually saying that I'd love a little arcade setup with this running at home without coins.
A main box, all the arcade games and things. So
but just start to finish, just pure fun. And it just shows you that what is essentially quite a simple game, isn't it? You just run, jump, and shoot things. It felt refreshing in a way. After everything else I've been playing, Death Stranding, which is complicated. Everything's, got to think 10 steps ahead. It was just nice just to blast away.
It's mindless fun.
Which is right up my street, I think. Like I said, I think we'll both be playing co-op Metal Slug again. Definitely.
Get out there, anyone watching, listening, not just play Metal Slug, but play co-op Metal Slug. You have a laugh, have a beer, and just go for it. You won't regret it.
100%. So I think it's probably one of the best games we've done for the show.
Yeah,
I know we're on number 2.
I mean, in regards to say just mindless enjoyment and fun, definitely it is a easy recommendation. You could either get quite cheap, or if you have MAME, then you can do it for free.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's been ported all over the place. Just like I said earlier on, there are some ports that are better than others, but there are other games that we've covered, like the first situation of the show. There are other games where they are more deeper experiences because of either story or gameplay. But if you just want to have fun with a buddy, just for an hour, then this is going to be top of the board, Whereas, but because it's different genres, it would be unfair to stack them up. But if you want a fun co-op experience, couch co-op, go for this.
Absolutely. I was just having a little look just to see how much the original for Neo Geo. A Metal Slug 3 for Neo Geo, although it's obviously the 3. AES SNK, £4,500.
Jesus Christ, 4,500.
Yeah, for the Neo Geo. I probably wouldn't recommend that unless you're very much a Neo Geo fan.
No. You could buy consoles and libraries of games for that. So
I could have a cracking Super Famicom collection with that, couldn't I?
Yes.
Probably everything I'd ever want. But no, I think looking at the Wii version looks to be a great way. I sort of was reminded about that by Galloway Gaming. He picked it up and they said it was cheap and thought, yes, that was always on my list to get.
Yep.
And wouldn't mind picking that up.
Yeah, I don't know if that has, especially with Wii servers going offline, if you can do it online or not. So
probably couch co-op then, isn't it?
Yeah. So go for couch co-op, but if you want to do online co-op like we did, then you are definitely better off going
with Steam, and depending when this comes out, have a little look. It might be still on sale, and I'm guessing
it's and maybe on the Christmas sale. But I'm sure it's probably also on PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox as well. In the digital stores, I assume.
Absolutely. And I think
that covers that.
That covers Metal Slug, which was a fantastic game. Are we going to say what we're playing from next month?
I think so.
I think we should, because you've got the game out ready to show.
Yes.
For our YouTube viewers.
So this is the sequel to a game that we played on our previous show for the first Christmas that we were running. And this is... I've never played this before. I don't believe it is considered to be well regarded.
You're saying it's shite, John?
Well, no, I'm going based on what I think you said.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
And that is... Nights. Journey of Dreams for the Wii. So, because we talked about Nights into Dreams already in this episode. But yeah, for our first Christmas, we played Nights into Dreams because of Christmas Nights.
Yeah.
And that was actually the first time I'd ever played Nights in my life. And just to give a quick recap of what we said back then was, when I first started playing it, I was struggling to click with it because I didn't really get that it was I should be playing it like an arcade game. Once that finally, I got over that hurdle of like understanding, how I should be playing it, the mindset, then suddenly, I was having a whale of a time with it and beat it and play through Christmas Nights. So I'm hoping for something similar with this, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a terrible game. I think when people were saying it's a sequel to Nights, I think there was a bit of a disappointment around. Yeah, and we're both Nights fans now, aren't we?
Yes.
After the Sega Saturn. Again, that's what I think. I've always had a like a mild, not obsession, that's the wrong word, but always a fascination with the Sega Saturn, and Nights was a big part of it. And so I think I don't know how. As far as I know, but when I picked up Nights, the Wii version, it was dirt cheap. It was like a fiver. Did you pay much more? Or?
No, I'm trying to remember, because I actually bought this from Eddie Rollercore X. So,
okay.
Because I think I bought something else at the same time. So, but yeah, I think this was cheap, and I think he threw in another Wii game to go with it. So, I don't think it cost me much at all. But yeah,
I can't imagine it's very much money. So, it's that'll be our next game. And I think that's pretty much it, John, unless you've got something to add. We'll be back maybe a bit earlier, do you think?
Well, I think, okay, so with Christmas coming up, we said, if we can get our play of this game done, we might record quickly. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to release it. I think, I don't know, with around Christmas, we'll figure out a schedule. But
we will.
Yeah.
There we are. Cool. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, listening, and join us for our next episode in December. Night's Journey into... I've already forgotten its name.
Journey of Dreams. Yeah. Sorry, Journey of Dreams.
Journey of Dreams. There we are. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Cool. Take care.